Introduction: Aging and the role of vitamins. As we grow older, the body begins to change in ways that are not always pleasant. One of the clearest signs is the gradual loss of muscle strength, especially in the legs. You may have experienced it yourself or seen someone struggle to stand up from a favorite armchair, take heavy steps up the stairs, or lose balance from a simple misstep. This is not uncommon. In fact, according to major health organizations in the US, 1 in 4 people over age 65 experiences a fall each year. And falling, often seen as a minor accident, is actually the leading cause of serious injuries and even death among older adults. The sad reality is that many people believe this is just a normal part of aging. But here is something important you should know. Not all of these problems are inevitable. Among the many factors that affect the strength and mobility of your legs, there is one that often gets overlooked: vitamin D. Vitamin D isn't just good for your bones, as you've probably heard. It plays a critical role in maintaining muscle mass, helping muscles contract efficiently, supporting balance, and especially preventing falls. Getting enough vitamin D can make a noticeable difference. You'll feel stronger on your feet, move more easily, and maintain more independence in your daily life. The best part is, this solution doesn't require an intense exercise regimen or expensive treatments. With the right understanding, early action, and steady habits, you can absolutely preserve your leg strength even into your 90s. So the real question is, are you getting enough vitamin D? Do you recognize the signs of vitamin D deficiency? And more importantly, where should you begin if you want to protect your legs and keep living an active life? If you care about your health as you age, if you're looking for long-term solutions to maintain mobility, or if you simply want to keep enjoying life without being held back by your legs, keep reading. The information that follows may change the way you care for your health and for your loved ones too. Please share this video if you find it helpful, and leave a comment to let us know what health concerns matter most to you. Together, we can help millions of older adults live healthier, freer, and more energetic lives every single day. 1. Vitamin D, the silent key to muscle strength and mobility in aging. When we think of vitamin D, most of us immediately associate it with bone health. And that's absolutely true. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, which supports stronger bone structure. But here's a lesser-known fact. Vitamin D isn't just for bones. It also plays a critical role in keeping your muscles strong, flexible, and functioning well, especially as you enter middle age and beyond. The human body is built for movement, but over time, muscle mass begins to decline, partly due to aging, but also due to nutritional deficiencies. And vitamin D is a key piece of that puzzle. When blood levels of vitamin D drop, not only bones but also muscles begin to weaken. This leads to a chain reaction: reduced balance, increased risk of instability, and most concerning of all, falls that can result in broken bones, prolonged bed rest, or even a loss of independence. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who supplement with vitamin D correctly have up to a 23% lower risk of falling compared to those who don't. This isn't just a statistic. It represents the real-life impact of a seemingly small nutrient making a big difference in the everyday lives of millions. So why does vitamin D affect muscles so profoundly? The answer lies in its biological function. Vitamin D acts directly on receptors in muscle cells. When your body has enough, it helps maintain muscle strength, elasticity, and reaction speed, all of which are essential for standing up, sitting down, walking, or even just turning quickly to avoid a stumble. Especially for older adults, these simple movements can determine quality of life, mobility, and the ability to live independently. One concern is that the body's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight, its main natural source, decreases with age. This means older adults are more likely to become deficient without even knowing it. If you've been feeling unsteady on your feet, less confident when walking, or have experienced frequent stumbles, it may not just be getting older, it could be your body signaling a need for more vitamin D. It's no surprise that today's health experts widely agree that vitamin D is essential to any comprehensive wellness plan for older adults. By supplementing appropriately and maintaining optimal vitamin D levels, you're not only protecting your bones, you're also supporting every muscle group that helps keep your body stable, capable, and ready to move forward with strength and confidence. 2. Vitamin D deficiency in older adults. As we age, our bodies face increasing health challenges, and one of the most overlooked yet critical factors is vitamin D deficiency. What's alarming is that this condition is incredibly common, yet many people don't realize it until serious symptoms show up, such as chronic body aches, muscle weakness, loss of balance, or unexpected falls. Large-scale studies in the United States have revealed that over 60% of older adults have blood levels of vitamin D below recommended levels. This isn't a minor issue, it reflects a widespread trend among seniors, especially those living in colder climates, with limited sun exposure, or who rarely spend time outdoors. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't just affect bone health, it also significantly reduces muscle strength, particularly in the legs, increasing the risk of falls and serious injuries. One of the primary reasons older adults are more prone to vitamin D deficiency is the natural decline in the skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight over time. In younger individuals, just 15 to 20 minutes of sun exposure a day is usually enough to generate a healthy amount of vitamin D. But as we get older, this process becomes far less efficient. Aging skin becomes thinner and produces fewer of the compounds needed to synthesize vitamin D. So even with the same sunlight exposure, the results are dramatically different. On top of that, older adults often face additional barriers. They may avoid going outside due to weather, fear of falling, or simply fewer opportunities for outdoor activity. Many seniors live in assisted living facilities or nursing homes with limited access to natural sunlight, further reducing their chances of producing vitamin D naturally. And because vitamin D is naturally found in very few foods, getting enough through diet alone is challenging without proper guidance. The long-term effects of vitamin D deficiency are serious. It not only lowers bone density and raises the risk of osteoporosis and fractures, especially hip fractures, which are one of the leading causes of hospitalization and loss of mobility in older adults, but it also weakens the muscles surrounding the joints, making walking and standing even more difficult. Statistics show that seniors with low vitamin D levels are twice as likely to suffer fractures compared to those with sufficient levels. In a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology Metabolism, researchers found a clear connection between low vitamin D levels and reduced walking speed, leg muscle weakness, and slower reflexes. These factors, when combined, don't just increase the risk of falls, they also erode independence and the ability to carry out daily activities. Recognizing and addressing vitamin D deficiency in older adults should be a top priority in any long-term healthcare plan. Because sometimes, even a small deficiency can lead to major consequences, weakening the already fragile foundation of health that comes with advanced age. 3. Warning signs of vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency can develop quietly, but its effects on quality of life are often very noticeable, especially for middle-aged and older adults. While most people associate vitamin D with bone health, the truth is that a lack of this nutrient also affects muscle strength, immune function, recovery ability, and day-to-day mobility. One of the most common signs of vitamin D deficiency is muscle weakness, especially in the legs. Many people describe a feeling that their legs no longer feel strong, tire easily, tremble, or feel unstable when getting up from a chair or walking. This not only reduces confidence when moving around, but also increases the risk of falling, which is one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults. Loss of balance is another key warning sign. When vitamin D levels are low, muscles can't respond quickly to sudden changes, like a misstep or an unexpected change in direction. The nervous system, which also relies on vitamin D to function properly, may not send signals fast enough for your body to adjust its posture. This makes even simple steps more risky than they should be. Another noticeable symptom is bone pain, especially in the legs, hips, or lower back. Many people assume it's just normal aging, but in reality, it can be a sign that vitamin D deficiency is reducing the body's ability to absorb calcium, leading to weaker bones that are more prone to inflammation, pain, or even early signs of osteoporosis. A less obvious but very important sign is slow wound healing. Without enough vitamin D, tissue regeneration slows down. Small cuts, bruises, or scrapes on the skin take longer to heal than they should. Even worse, the risk of infection increases because vitamin D plays a natural role in supporting the immune system. Another clear indicator is frequent muscle cramps, especially at night. You might find yourself waking up from painful spasms in the calves or feet. These cramps can disrupt your sleep and leave you feeling exhausted during the day. Vitamin D helps regulate muscle contractions, and when it's deficient, the nerve signals that control those contractions can become erratic, leading to these sudden spasms. It's important to understand that not everyone with a vitamin D deficiency will have all of these symptoms. Some people may just feel tired all the time. Others might experience bone pain or notice nothing at all until they have a serious fall. That's why recognizing even these subtle signs is so critical, especially for older adults, to take corrective steps before things get worse. 4. How to check and improve your vitamin D levels. Many people don't realize they're living with vitamin D levels that are lower than what's needed for good health. This deficiency can go unnoticed for years because the symptoms are often vague and easily mistaken for normal fatigue, age-related muscle pain, or changes in the weather. That's why the first step in protecting your health is knowing exactly where your vitamin D level stands. The simplest and most accurate way to find out is through a blood test, specifically measuring serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D. This is the marker health professionals use to determine how much vitamin D is circulating in your body. According to the Institute of Medicine, a level of at least 20 ml is considered adequate, but many bone and aging experts recommend an ideal range of 30 to 50 ml for optimal bone and muscle health, especially in older adults. If your test shows that your vitamin D level is low, don't panic. The good news is that it's entirely possible to improve this with some simple changes to your daily routine. One of the most natural and effective ways to increase vitamin D is by getting sun exposure. When your skin is exposed to UVB rays from sunlight, your body starts producing vitamin D on its own. However, several factors can affect this process. Age, skin tone, geographic location, long winters, wearing long sleeves, and frequent use of sunscreen. Older adults, especially those over 65, produce significantly less vitamin D from sunlight than younger people, so relying on sun alone may not be enough. The best time for sun exposure is around midday, typically between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when UVB rays are strongest. About 15 to 30 minutes of direct sun on uncovered areas like your arms, legs, or face, a few times a week, can help your body generate a good amount of vitamin D. Just remember to stay safe and avoid getting sunburned. Beyond sunlight, your diet also plays a key role. Although few foods are naturally rich in vitamin D, some foods can contribute to your daily intake. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, beef liver, fortified milk and dairy products, vitamin D-enriched orange juice, and sun-exposed mushrooms are all helpful, especially for those who follow a plant-based diet. In many cases, taking a vitamin D supplement is a safe and effective solution, particularly for older adults or people who don't get much sun. Your doctor or a registered dietitian can help you choose the right supplement and dosage based on your age, health condition, and current vitamin D level. Vitamin D3 cholecalciferol is generally recommended, as it's more easily absorbed than D2. In summary, understanding and monitoring your vitamin D level is a powerful tool in preventing serious health issues, from muscle weakness to osteoporosis. With regular testing, smart sun exposure, and a balanced diet, you can take control of this small but essential factor that plays a big role in healthy aging. 5. How to supplement vitamin D effectively. Taking vitamin D effectively is not just about popping a pill every day. It's about combining smart lifestyle choices, proper nutrition, and a solid understanding of how your body absorbs this essential nutrient. For older adults whose vitamin D needs are higher but whose ability to make it naturally is lower, building a smart supplementation strategy is essential. The largest natural source of vitamin D is sunlight. When your skin is exposed to UVB rays, your body begins to produce vitamin D on its own, an incredible biological process that doesn't require any food or medication. However, there are specific conditions for this process to work well. The first factor is timing. Experts recommend sun exposure between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when UVB rays are strongest. Spending 20 to 30 minutes outdoors, 3 to 4 times a week, with uncovered skin on your face, arms, or legs, can help your body generate enough vitamin D for basic needs. However, there are several factors that can reduce this method's effectiveness. People with darker skin, older adults, and those living in cold climates or with long winters often don't get enough sun. Wearing long sleeves, using sunscreen, or spending most time indoors also limits vitamin D production. In such cases, a vitamin D lamp can be a helpful alternative. These specialized devices emit controlled UVB light, simulating sunlight safely. They are often used during winter months or in regions with limited sunshine year-round. Just a few minutes of exposure each day under professional guidance can help maintain healthy vitamin D levels, especially when natural light isn't enough. Beyond light exposure, diet still plays an important supporting role. While food alone can't replace sunlight, it can contribute meaningfully. Key food sources of vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna, which are naturally high in vitamin D. Egg yolks with around 40 IU of vitamin D per egg. Fortified dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese, especially helpful for people who don't eat fish. Sun-exposed mushrooms, which are a great plant-based source for vegetarians. Fortified breakfast cereals, offering a convenient option for mornings. However, for many older adults, food and sunlight aren't enough. Due to age-related changes in digestion and metabolism, dietary supplements are often necessary to meet daily needs. That said, the dosage and method of supplementation should be personalized based on individual health conditions. Improper or excessive use can lead to unwanted side effects. In simple terms, the most effective way to supplement vitamin D is through a balanced combination of sunlight, nutrient-rich foods, and when needed vitamin D lamps or high-quality supplements under expert guidance. This well-rounded approach helps your body get the vitamin D it needs to keep bones strong, muscles active, and movement smooth even well into your later years. 6. Foods rich in vitamin D. While sunlight remains the most effective natural source for vitamin D synthesis, the role of food in maintaining healthy vitamin D levels is just as important. This is especially true for people with limited sun exposure, those living in colder climates, or older adults. Building a smart, vitamin D-rich diet is a practical and achievable step toward long-term health support. First, fatty fish are among the best natural food sources of vitamin D. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna not only offer heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, but also contain impressive amounts of vitamin D. For example, a 100-gram 3.5-ounce serving of salmon can provide 400 to 600 IU of vitamin D, enough to meet or even exceed the recommended daily intake for most adults. Wild-caught fish usually contain higher levels than farmed varieties. Egg yolks are another familiar and easy-to-include source of vitamin D. Although not as concentrated as fish, one egg yolk contains about 40 IU of vitamin D. For those who don't eat fish or follow a flexible diet, eggs are a worthwhile option. They also offer other valuable nutrients like choline and protein to support brain function and muscle maintenance. For vegetarians or those avoiding animal products, mushrooms are a uniquely helpful food. Unlike most vegetables, mushrooms can produce vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, much like human skin. However, not all mushrooms naturally contain vitamin D. Those grown under UV light or sun-dried have the highest vitamin D content, with some varieties offering up to 400 IU per serving. In addition, many vitamin D fortified products are now widely available in Western diets to help people meet their daily needs. These include milk and yogurt. Most cow's milk sold in the US is fortified with vitamin D, providing about 100 IU per cup. Fortified yogurt is also a convenient option, packed with both vitamin D and protein. Breakfast cereals. Many are fortified with 40 to 100 IU of vitamin D per serving. When paired with fortified milk, this creates a simple yet nutrient-rich breakfast. Fortified orange juice. A great option for those avoiding dairy. Some brands enrich their juices with both vitamin D and calcium, ideal for those who are lactose intolerant or following a vegan diet. It's important to read food labels carefully to check whether a product is fortified with vitamin D and how much it contains. This helps you track your intake more effectively without complicated calculations. Although vitamin D-rich foods are a vital part of a healthy diet, relying on food alone may not be enough, especially for older adults or individuals at higher risk of deficiency. However, when combined with sunlight and/or supplements, these foods become a reliable link in your broader strategy to support full body health. 7. The role of vitamin D supplements. As we age, our bodies change not only in appearance but also in how we absorb and metabolize nutrients. Vitamin D, essential for strong bones, flexible muscles, and a resilient immune system, is one of the most commonly deficient nutrients in older adults. Although sunlight and vitamin D-rich foods remain important natural sources, for many people, vitamin D supplements are often the most practical and effective solution. One of the main reasons is the body's declining ability to produce and absorb vitamin D with age. As skin ages, it loses efficiency in converting UVB rays into pre-vitamin D3. At the same time, the digestive system becomes less effective at absorbing nutrients from food. This leads to a frustrating paradox. Older adults may try to eat well but still develop a silent deficiency in vitamin D. This is where supplements play a vital role. Taking a vitamin D supplement can help older adults maintain steady blood levels, especially when sunlight exposure and diet alone are not enough to meet daily needs. Nutrition and healthcare experts recommend the following daily vitamin D intake based on age. Adults aged 50 to 70, about 600 to 800 IU international units per day. Adults over 70, a higher dose of 800 to 2000 IU per day, depending on health status and current vitamin D levels. Among the available forms, vitamin D3 cholecalciferol is considered more effective than vitamin D2 ergocalciferol because it is better absorbed and stays in the body longer. Vitamin D3 is also the closest form to what the body naturally produces from sunlight, making it easier to process and use. A key point when using supplements is timing and how you take them. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it requires dietary fat to be absorbed properly. For best results, take your vitamin D supplement with a meal that includes healthy fats such as avocado, olive oil, nuts, or fatty fish. In addition, older adults should consider combining vitamin D with calcium and magnesium, as these three nutrients work together to maintain bone density and muscle function. Magnesium is especially important because it activates vitamin D and supports calcium metabolism. Without enough magnesium, the body may struggle to use vitamin D effectively even if you are taking enough. However, it is important not to exceed recommended vitamin D doses without medical guidance. Too much vitamin D over time can cause calcium to build up in the blood, leading to unwanted complications like kidney stones or soft tissue damage. That's why regular blood tests to monitor your vitamin D levels are the safest way to adjust your supplement dose based on personal needs. In summary, when used correctly, in the right dose, and paired with a balanced diet, vitamin D supplements can become a powerful ally for older adults. They help maintain strong health, flexible movement, and a high quality of life well into the later years. 8. Combining magnesium to boost vitamin D absorption. When it comes to optimizing bone and muscle health, vitamin D often takes center stage. However, few people realize that magnesium, a seemingly simple mineral, plays a critical role in helping the body activate and effectively use the vitamin D you consume. Without enough magnesium, even a proper intake of vitamin D may not deliver its full benefits. Biologically, vitamin D must go through two conversion processes in the liver and kidneys to become its active form, known as calcitriol. This is the form your body actually uses to regulate calcium absorption, support immune function, and maintain muscle performance. Both of these steps depend heavily on the presence of magnesium. If your body is low on magnesium, these processes become inefficient, reducing the effectiveness of vitamin D. What's especially concerning is that magnesium deficiency is more common than many realize, especially among older adults. As we age, the ability to absorb magnesium from food decreases, even though the body's need for it remains the same. Factors like an unbalanced diet, long-term use of diuretics or acid-reducing medications can also deplete magnesium stores. That's why ensuring an adequate intake of magnesium is essential for vitamin D to do its job. The good news is that magnesium is found in many easily available and versatile foods that can fit seamlessly into most American diets. Here are some magnesium-rich foods you should consider including in your daily meals. Whole grains like brown rice, oats, and quinoa. Natural sources of magnesium that also offer fiber to support digestion. Dark leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Rich not only in magnesium but also in antioxidants and folate. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and chia seeds are excellent options and can easily be added to salads, yogurt, or eaten as healthy snacks. Beans and legumes. Black beans, chickpeas, and lentils are great plant-based sources of magnesium, plus they offer protein and fiber. Dark chocolate 70% cacao or more. A delicious way to add magnesium when enjoyed in moderation. However, for some people, especially older adults with dietary restrictions or weakened digestion, relying on food alone might not be enough to meet magnesium needs. In such cases, magnesium supplements may be helpful, ideally taken under the guidance of a healthcare provider or registered dietitian. Common supplement forms like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate tend to be well absorbed and gentler on the digestive system. It's important to note that magnesium doesn't just support vitamin D. It plays a direct role in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, impacting energy production, nerve function, blood sugar regulation, and cardiovascular health. So magnesium isn't just a background player, it's a key nutrient that deserves proper attention. Combining vitamin D and magnesium through diet, lifestyle choices, and supplementation, if necessary, forms a solid, science-based foundation for protecting your bones, enhancing muscle function, and improving your overall quality of life, especially in the later years. Conclusion: maintaining strong legs starts with the smallest habits. Keeping your legs strong as you age doesn't require expensive treatments or drastic changes. In reality, it's the result of small, daily choices: what you eat for breakfast, how much sunlight you get, and whether or not you remember to take your vitamin D. And it's the consistency of those small habits that makes a big difference in your long-term quality of life. As you've seen, vitamin D isn't just the bone vitamin, it's also the mobility vitamin, supporting balance, coordination, and the muscle strength many older adults lose when their bodies no longer absorb enough of it. The good news is this is something you can take control of. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle, just start with a few simple actions. Spend time in natural sunlight at least 3 to 4 times a week, for 15 to 30 minutes each session. Midday is ideal, when UVB rays are strongest and your body's ability to produce vitamin D is highest. Add vitamin D and magnesium-rich foods to your daily meals. This could be as simple as choosing fortified cereal for breakfast, adding grilled salmon to your weekend menu, or enjoying eggs with spinach and nuts. Listen to your body. Signs like aching legs, nighttime cramps, mild balance issues, or slow-healing wounds should not be ignored. They could be early warnings that low vitamin D is silently impacting your health. Use supplements proactively and wisely. If you live in low sunlight areas, are older, or have digestive issues, consider adding vitamin D3 800-2000 IU per day with magnesium to reach and maintain optimal levels. Get your blood levels tested regularly, especially if you're over 60 or have a history of osteoporosis. This is the only way to know whether you're getting enough and to adjust your plan accordingly. Don't wait for a fall to make you look back on what could have been prevented. Nutrition isn't a quick fix, it's an investment, a process of building a strong foundation, just like laying the groundwork for a house. And if you're wondering where to begin, the answer is simple. Start today. Choose a fatty fish for dinner. Take a 20-minute walk in the sun. Check your medicine cabinet to see if you have a bottle of vitamin D3. Make a note on your calendar to schedule a blood test. These small actions, done consistently, are your daily vote for long-term health and independence. If you found this information helpful, don't hesitate to share it with loved ones. Together, we can help older adults live healthier, stronger, and more independent lives every day. Leave a comment below and let us know your experience with vitamin D or what habits you've used to keep your legs strong.